Today I thought I would just do a probably too long, too rambling video on my camper. I just put a canvas on it, brand new one from Bear Creek, as my old one was pretty terrible and falling apart. And I thought I'd just point out a few things about putting the canvas on and putting it up and putting it together on here that I thought might help some other owners of these campers. This would apply to anywhere from the 68 to 69 Apache Mesa campers or Ramada campers. Mine's a Mesa 3. The Ramadas are longer. They're far larger than this one, and mine is a 1969. I don't know if this would apply to a 67. I would assume so, but there are some subtle differences between the 67 campers and the 68s and 69s that make me pretty unsure. And yes, I do know it's not a typical color for a 69. I painted it because I really didn't like the brown. The first thing I would talk about is here at the door, the screen door. This right here will actually fold up. You can see the two tracks it rides in. It's on little wheels and it moves, and you'll push it back like this and grab the bottom and pull up, and it'll get caught. This little clip here, which is right above the door, that is what holds it in place. And you can see these tracks with a little wheel. This entire canvas right here is basically two pieces. You have a piece that goes on the back end, and you have a piece that goes on the front. And if you look here, you can see there's a zipper there in the middle on the passenger side. And that is where, if you were taking this canvas apart to put the camper down, you'll unzip it right down that line there. And over here, I haven't replaced them on this door yet, but these two pieces right here, these are from the old canvas. The old canvas was a green color, not gray. Here's the new one. But this right here will slide down into this little track here, and then you'll zip it up to here. So you can see the zipper here, so it'll go on there. And this one, this is the new one. See, this one is zipped on there. That's this part right here. All of this on this side of the zipper will replace this. So, and if you look in here, you can see the metal bar here. If you watch my other video on setting up a Apache camper, you'll see in that video where I put this bar up. And that'll go underneath this canvas to support the end of the bed. Now, one thing I did want to mention while I'm in here, excuse the mess, I'm working on multiple projects here, is this strip right here. This is a strip of aluminum, and it runs along here, and it's held in by screws. And what you do is the camper comes with a sewn edge that you're going to slot in, kind of like here, where it sort of slots over into this little channel, like so. It does the same here, but it's a lot more robust. This comes apart, and I did have to have somebody weld it. I paid about $15 to have a local shop weld it because it broke in half. But this is what holds your canvas up, and you can see kind of over here as well, it's the same on the front end. You can see that strip that holds it up. That is the only thing that holds this entire canvas on your camper. All of this right here, all this, there's a channel right here. See how it's tucked in there? I can just pull this out easily. And that's what happens when you take this to put the camper down. you just pull this out after you unzip it from the door. And when you want to put it up, you just tuck it in there like so, and the weight of the canvas holds it up. So, and then over here, of course, we have our zipper. As you can see, you'll unzip it and it comes apart. And then, of course, these are your windows and everything. My camper's a bit of a disaster. I'm still putting the interior together. But I wanted to talk about the bed ends because there's some straps down there that are good to know about. Excuse me. I had to do a repair on the step here. It came apart when my dad stood on it, so we had to repair it, and it's not quite where it should be. But yeah, see, this is a Bear Creek canvas. They did a very nice job on this canvas. It's a very nice canvas. Alright, so these are the straps I wanted to talk about. There's three on each end of this camper. There's this one. Each of these campers down right near here, they've got like a little hole. That's where this goes. These straps are tied onto the camper canvas, and they go down to here. And there's also this one, which goes from one side to the other. It's sewn on one side, and the other side has got a hook, just like these, and it'll hook underneath to help keep tension across. And it's the same on the back. You see there's two straps, and then there's the other one right there. Now, there are supposed to be some clips that'll come with this, but I've seen a lot of issues with people not being able to use the clips because apparently they don't really work. The ones that Bear Creek sends, so if you have them, they say to salvage them off your old canvas. I haven't decided if I want to put them on or not. I don't know yet, so that's still up in the air, and I'll put an update on if I decide to do that. And I have been working on putting an electrical service in this camper. Whether or not it'll do one of three things, it either will work and I'll be happy, it won't work and I'll be unhappy, or it'll burn the entire thing down. So we'll see how that works. That's the old water inlet for the water tank, which I have no plans on putting in there. I didn't have it when I got the camper, and I don't really feel like I need it. As this camper does not have room in it to put a shoilet like the Ramadas do. I have repainted the tongue, and I'm going to put that box on it to give me somewhere to put my crank. And of course I'm repainting the back as well. There's a plastic ABS piece that goes across the back that holds on your tail lights. I've mainly just made minor modifications to it. Really, the biggest thing I've done is paint it and put the canvas on it. Not much else. Oh, I did forget, I did make new countertops for it. You can see I put new countertops in it. The other one's hard to see, that's half the seat sitting on top, but there it is. One note I will make about floors: if you are planning on putting in one of these peel and stick floors, I don't know how well you can see it, but if you screw the cabinets in, I took all the cabinets out and I redid the entire floor and then screwed all the cabinets back in. It doesn't allow enough expansion for the floor, so it'll start, here we go. See how it's bubbling and kind of peeling up a little bit? That's what will happen if you take all the cabinets out and use the peel and stick stuff like I did. You know, it's not a huge deal, and I'm not trying to make this camper, you know, something gorgeous because it's 50, 60 years old, but that's just something to look out for. Also over here, you can see that chain. Sorry for this. Oh, that's a big spider. There's the chain right above that giant Green Daddy long leg. That's the chain that runs from the back sprocket, which is underneath that little black triangle, all the way to the front, where you can't see that little plastic piece right there. That's the other sprocket, and you can just barely see the chain there. That's the master link. That's the thing that usually breaks on these. When people say I have a problem, you know, my 69 or 68 won't go up, that chain is what breaks. And I've been lucky so far, mine hasn't, but I have seen people repair them with like a master link kit. It's very much similar to a bicycle chain. I don't know what size it is, but it is basically it's a like a bicycle chain. There's some pins in it, you take them apart and then put them back together. The biggest problem, of course, would be having that in your way. If you want it to break, you would hope it breaks somewhere in there, not over there. Because I can tell you from personal experience, taking that piece apart is a pain. The dinette, it's very easy to take these apart. This part right here literally just lifts out. But I used edge glued pine. I stained it with just a mini wax. I think it was Bombay mahogany, and then polyurethane, the living daylights out of it. These mattresses are new. I bought them from Foam Factory. They make custom size mattresses. Each one of them was about $90 a piece. I've also seen people take memory foam, like the one you put on top of your bed. I've seen people cut them down, but I figured it was just easier to go ahead and order them. And I put these are just waterproof mattress covers from Target or Walmart. They don't fit very well, but until I can get something better, they're what I've got. I also found these seats. They're a standard size, actually. There's a cushion from you can order from Amazon for outdoor patio furniture. I don't have them in here because I don't want them to get damaged since I'm doing all the work around here. But they fit on these benches perfectly. I'll see if I can find the link to them. It's been over a year since I've ordered them. I've been out of town for work the last 6-7 months and I couldn't bring this with me. So this is the first time in a while I've been back working on it. The paint, this is just a Rust-Oleum Sunburst Yellow. I did prime this, and it's not a great paint job. I mean, you can see I'm not very good at taping, and you know, anybody who's a professional car person would just die at it, but from a distance it looks okay. You know, I put on some automotive primer, sanded it down, and then, you know, I think it was 3 to 4 coats of just cheap Rust-Oleum. You know, it's not perfect. You can see I wasn't able to get all that off. I did put marker lights on it. I'm gonna wire them in. I thought they'd be a better idea than just those little big reflectors that were here. Plus, mine was missing like most of the reflectors. These are just those little lights you can buy. You can buy these from, I think I got these from Tractor Supply, but they're just the little marker lights. I think the truckers use them in like sequence. Here's that. Oh, this is hard to see. Ooh, another spider. This is the gasket material. You can see how that lip goes up into the groove here. Maybe it's easier to see. No, that's not a really good angle, but that's how you literally just sort of push it up in there and it'll stay put. See? This screen door just operates like a regular screen door. It opens and closes. There's not really anything special about it. I did put new screening in this because the screening was destroyed. One thing I will say about the screen door is it is incredibly hard to get down from when it's in that clip up near the ceiling. I'm not sure why. It may just be a quirk of my camper, but it's a bear. I did end up also replacing this here, this trailer jack. Mine was the original one, and every time you got in it, if you moved around, the bottom had a little wheel and it collapsed. Every single time I'd get in the camper would fall backwards and then fall down because that wheel would fold up, and I got mad. I ordered this one for about $20 I think about 50 bucks off of 30 bucks off of e-trailer. The way this is put together here, there's 2 plates. My dad and I were able to, we took these 2 bolts out, I think it was. We loosened these 2 and also these 2. And this metal plate right here, there's an identical one underneath. These are held on by these 2 bolts and these 2, and we just took them out. This one slides backwards and we were able to take it off. And then we drilled 3 new holes in it and just bolted this to it. This box is just a Tractor Supply box that I had from another project, a trailer I do not have anymore. If I move it up a little bit, I should still be able to put a propane bottle on there, and eventually I'm going to probably put a battery there as well, so I can have a 12-volt system. This right here is not standard. I drilled this with a step bit and put a gasket that I found from Lowe's here, and I'm probably not going to use this. Originally, the taillight wiring ran through here to the back of the camper through the frame, but it's so badly damaged, and I was going to reuse parts of it, but it's got a lot of connectivity issues, so I'm not going to use it. So I pulled it out. You know, I was going to reuse it, but I'm just going to run new wiring. Here you can see one of the little legs. You'll pull this out and it swings down and it telescopes. I haven't decided if I'm going to replace these or not. They are a bit janky. Interestingly enough, I did not realize this, but these trailers come with torsion axles. And I don't know what vessel he used for their plywood. All I can say is it must be something horrible and cancerous, because this stuff does not rot. And I've noticed in the Facebook group, it's very, very rare to see one of these trailers, no matter whether they're a 60s to the 80s, very rare to see them with any kind of floor rot or any kind of floor replacement. I'm not going to say it isn't done, but I don't see it as often as I do with newer campers. This ball hitch right here, 1 7/8 inches. It's not a 2-inch. This right here, we had to repair this. These right here were just screws, big screws that went straight into this piece of wood. And what we've done is we've put bolts that go all the way through. We drilled a hole all the way through. I'm probably going to paint over those. We're still having some issues fitting it back to the door. To the body of the camper. It doesn't want to close right. But it's this, when you close it, you literally just slide these over, and that's what holds it shut. Back of the camper, there's not really much of any interest back here. That plastic piece over there, it would fit in between that, and it's got the license plate light in it, where your license plate goes, and it also goes where your tail lights. If you look at this, it says Apache across the back. This is where one of your tail lights would mount originally, and this is where your license plate would go, would be right here. I have done some repair work on this. It's kind of a bodge job. A lot of these, especially with the UV, you can see there's a lot of cracks, and you can see just how much repair we had to do. All these are cracks from UV, and then of course on the ends we had quite a bit of cracking as well. You know, my goal is not to make this into a showpiece. It's never going to be a showpiece, but you know, from a distance it'll look okay. I wasn't willing, I could not get the ABS melt plastic welding. If you have one of the later campers, take the time to learn how to do proper ABS repair. This is ABS plastic, just like you see if any of your car's interior plastic parts, same kind of plastic. But the problem is UV exposure will make this very brittle, and it likes to break. There is a proper way to repair this that involves MEK. You melt ABS plastic and MEK, and it basically will weld the plastic together. But I decided in this case it wasn't worth my time to do it, and so I chose to use some other stuff instead. This is what I used. It works fine. These are the tail lights I picked up. Finding original tail lights is very difficult. So I just bought these. I found these on eTrailer, and they'll work well for what I want, I think. The tail lights on these were originally round, and they had a little raised part to them like these, and I think these will work just perfect for what I want. So, and then I bought a new license plate light to go in there. Hopefully my next update will be me actually with the tail part on. I'm planning on taking this thing for a test drive in November. We'll see how it does. Cheers.